Hey guys, welcome to this week's team call. Remind me next time we do a team call, I need to bring my ring light back in here because the lighting is terrible unless I have my ring light in this room. But I am super excited to talk about this topic today. I am doing part 3 of our income surge. And I know a lot of you have asked me and you've told me that you're looking to grow your business, you're looking to get back into everything, you're looking to, reach your goals. And believe me, I've been there. We all start out at ground zero as a coach, so it's totally possible for you. And that is the topic of tonight's call. The number one thing and reason why you are where you are and how other coaches reach their goals compared to you maybe, or the number one reason why I see coaches quit, which is so sad when you see it happen. It's like, oh my gosh. And sorry, you'll hear my dogs again in the background. They're wanting to go outside, but I'm doing this call. So I did take some notes for this, and I'm excited to talk about this because this was the biggest thing for me at the beginning as well, and that was just building beliefs. So the number one thing on why coaches stay or whether they go or whether they reach their goals or not is belief. And it may seem so silly to some people, but really there's a lot of negativity on Facebook and other social media platforms. You see it all the time. You see it on the news. A lot of times they don't share the good stuff on the news. It's always about what happened and, all these negative things and everything bad that's going on in the world and all of that stuff. And honestly, like that trickles into your life. So any negativity that is in your life is not allowing you to be successful. And not to say that there's not going to be bad days or, things are going to happen, because they are. Life happens, and I get that. Life has happened for me recently, but you still have to have that belief in order to keep going and in order to believe that you can do this. And I see it so many times where coaches give up and they're like, well, I wasn't good, I failed, and this, and this. And it's because they didn't believe in themselves that they could do it. And when things get hard along the way, they totally throw it out the window. And it's so sad for me to see, because I know what they wanted and I knew that they could, and I believed in them, but they didn't believe in themselves. So this is the biggest thing, and I'm going to kind of go over more in depth about this, because guys, when I first started as a coach, I did not have belief in myself. I was just that girl, believe it or not. I was just that girl who was like very down on herself. I didn't believe that I could lose the weight at the beginning. I didn't believe that I could help someone else. I was very shy. I had no clue how to do social media. I had no clue how to even talk to someone or do network marketing. I didn't know how to be a coach. I didn't know how to coach someone, because I was always that girl who followed everyone else, followed their lead, and I sat back because I was like, I can't do this. And I didn't believe in myself that I could. And so that kind of trickled into me just thinking that's how things always had to be. And that's not the case. And I learned that early on, that I could be what I wanted to be. I didn't have to be that shy girl who never spoke up and said how she felt, because I was fearful of what people would say or what people would think of me. And that held me back from so much. And so I want you guys to realize that that doesn't have to be you. If you are just hopping on, I am going to mute you. If you do have something to say, just let me know. But I used to be that girl who was very shy, and I was, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do this here. Never mind. Anyways, and I was that girl who always sat back and always listened to what other people had to say, but I never really spoke up myself or told someone how I felt. So I was, I didn't believe in myself, and I didn't have the confidence in myself at the beginning of my journey. and as a coach. So that's something that I had to work on, because I was like, I know I have to talk to people, I have to share my journey, and that was so intimidating for me to share my journey when I was not at my goal weight yet, when I was so insecure about my own body that, many of you guys know, the first time that I ever posted a progress picture, I literally cried because I was so scared of what people were going to say. And so this whole idea about the belief and confidence in yourself, you have to build that. And if you are like me, I get it, it's scary. But when you have that belief in yourself, believing that you can succeed, then that makes others place confidence within you. And when other people see that you believe in yourself, you believe that you can reach your goals, and you're putting that out there, people build confidence and find confidence within you. And they build that trust with you because you're being real and authentic with them. And so that belief in you triggers actually for you to do and put in the work that you want, and need in order to reach your goals as well. Because anytime that you don't believe in yourself, it's negative power, and it's pulling you backwards rather than forwards. So if you think you're going to fail, if you doubt yourself in any kind of way, then you're not going to succeed. And if you think that you are going to succeed and you think about winning and, making it happen, then you will. It's all about how you think and look at things. And one of my favorite quotes is like, if you believe you can, you're right. If you believe you can't, you're right. And that's so true. Every successful person isn't special or talented. They just learned the skills that they needed to, and they believed that they could do it. So how to build more belief within yourself and believe that you will succeed and you can be successful and reach any of your goals is, number one, think of success rather than failure. So don't think of, well, what if I fail, or what if this happens, or what if that happens, or all of those negative things. Don't think in what if. Rather, think in success in everything that you do, whether that's with business, in life, or any of your goals. Think of you achieving those. So one of the ways that I do this is when I write down my goals and I remind myself of my goals, it's saying my goal as if I have already achieved it, because the more that I build that belief within that goal, I know that I will achieve it. And so it's saying like, oh, I want to make $2,000 a month, rather saying I have made $2,000 each month. And I'm saying it that way as if I have already achieved that. So instead of saying what if, or I could, or I want, or saying I wish, saying you can and you will. So saying I will and I can do whatever it is that you want to do. Number two is remind yourself of this regularly, that you are better than you think that you are. So a lot of times we doubt ourselves. We kind of downplay what we are good at, what we can do. But really, we can do a lot more than we think we can too. We can actually surprise ourselves a lot of the time as well. And I know that I have a tendency to do this, and that is to, do really well for some time, and then as soon as things start not going so well, then I start doubting myself. And I'm sure you've done this as well. We're human. It happens. But just because things might not be going so well at the moment doesn't mean that you failed. Number three is believing big. So don't think so small to the point where you're not achieving anything great enough to feel fulfilled in, if that makes sense. So yes, Success Club 6 is great, and helping 3 people a month is great, but that's like one person every 10 days. That's not to say that you can't help more people. And I think a lot of times we're like, oh, Success Club 6, helping 3 people each month, that's my minimum goal, and I just want that. And you're afraid to think bigger because you're afraid to fail. And I've done that before too, and I'm like, oh, I don't think I could do that because I don't know who would want to, or I don't know how many people would, want to do that. And your confidence and your belief within yourself is going to show in your messages. So this is one of the things that I learned early on as well, is that when I'm talking to people, I am, number one, assuming that they're going to want to get started with me, and number two, I'm going to keep that going in the message, and I'm going to believe that this person needs my help, or that they need to be on the team, and I believe that they would make a great coach. And that comes across in your messages. Because the size of your success that you believe you can achieve is determined by the size of your belief. So if you have bigger belief in yourself, bigger confidence within yourself, then you are going to achieve more. And not to say that you're someone who's cocky or has to be cocky. It does not have to be like that. But what I'm saying is to believe that you can achieve whatever it is that you want, whether that's, paying off debt, whether that's, making this a full-time income, whether that's, helping your family in some kind of way. You can do that, but you have to build the belief and know that you can before you will. So after you know your goals and what you want to achieve, then it's about building that belief within that. And I feel that this topic is so true for a lot of things, because it's not just, business or anything else, but it's for anything really. And if you're struggling with this, like I struggled at the beginning, I totally recommend You Are a Badass, which is by a book by Jen Sincero. You can also get the audio on Audible as well, or you can get the book off of Amazon, or I'm sure you could get it off of eBay too, or maybe you might even be able to find it in the library. But You Are a Badass was my very first book, and that was the very first thing that I needed to hear, because I didn't have that confidence in the beginning. I didn't have that belief in myself, and that totally brought it out of me and started changing my ways of thinking about myself. And it's one of those things that I really needed at the beginning of my journey, because you start as a coach and you're like, oh my gosh, what are people going to think of me? How do I get started in this? This or that. And I see that those who do really well have that belief from the beginning. Those who kind of struggle, take a slower start, don't have that at the beginning. And so it's totally up to you on how you want to do that. But the other way to build more of that belief and confidence within yourself is actually being proof of the products. And not only just reading personal development, but you have to use the products. And that's why they are both vitals. So the reason I became more confident within myself and within my business and had that belief was because I believed in Beachbody. I believed in using the products. I knew that they worked. I could share my own experience from them with other people. And through that, other people are like, oh, well, she's used it. It's worked for her. Then it should work for me too, right? So you have to build that belief within yourself and know how it's helped you, what it's done for you, what has changed. And sharing those little tidbits along the way is going to build that belief in yourself as well, because you know how it works, you know all of those things. So when you combine, the fitness and nutrition and then also the support, you have the total package. And I totally believe that is what's missing in a lot of other areas and other businesses, is that they don't have the total package. And so that's what we are able to offer someone who is needing that help, who is needing that community and support along the way. So a lot of times we know how to lose weight, or we know what we need to do. We need to, eat healthier foods, but a lot of times we don't, because we don't have that support, right? So it's building that belief in yourself with doing the work, the workouts, drinking Shakeology so you can share your own experience, and then also reading personal development to keep a positive mindset and also to help you with things that you are struggling with. But other than that, if you have any questions, I was going to say, I'll unmute you really quick. Do you have any questions? I know you kind of hopped in the middle of the call.
No, I don't, but thank you.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, I'm just trying to soak everything up. I just signed up yesterday. So
Okay. Not a problem. I thought that's who it was, but I wasn't sure. But awesome. It's so great to have you on the call. And I know that you hopped in, but I did record this, so I will be putting the recording up so you can catch the first beginning of the call as well. But other than that, I hope that you guys found value out of this, whether you are watching the recording or you were on the call. I will do another team call within 2 weeks. We're kind of been doing every other week just that way because my schedule is so crazy right now. But if anyone wants to do a call next Tuesday around this time about a topic that they're passionate about, let me know, and you are more than welcome to do that. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.